Yeah, the woman clothed in the sun.
Clothes with the sun, yes. It comes from Revelation.
Right. And that is, is there any evidence of that archetype of the woman clothed in the sun predating the Bible? Or no, I guess that wouldn't even make sense because they didn't have recorded history beyond that point, right?
No. Mm.
Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
so that wouldn't even make sense.
But it appears all over the place. For example, during the war, during when the Germans invaded Russia, Stalin realized that he needed some very powerful symbol to unite the Russians against the Germans, and he realized that the communist ideology wasn't enough. That couldn't ignite the patriotism of the Russians. So he brought in this figure of Mother Russia, and there was a slogan that said, "Mother Russia calls," and everywhere there were these posters that appeared with this heroic-looking woman with a sword raised, and this slogan, "Mother Russia calls." So again, this is another manifestation of the same egregore.
Hmm. Yeah, I came away from your book. One of the things you didn't explicitly touch upon it, but I found really interesting was how deliberately and consciously the power structures in Russia tried to use religion and philosophy to shape people's perceptions in the way that they live, which is probably true of all societies throughout all time. But still,
Yeah.
as you go over it, it was really stunning how consciously they thought about, like, well, now let's tweak this idea in order to achieve this result from the masses.
Yes. Well, I think there is a sense in which people act out a kind of mythic story, kind of epic story. I mean, when you think, for example, of national heroes like Alexander Nevsky, there's very often a pattern to their lives where they start a movement, they gather followers, and then they have a period of failure when they maybe go off into exile, and then they come back and reassemble their followers, and then are victorious. And so this is a common pattern in these epics, and I think there is a sense in which people actually act out in reality, maybe unconsciously. So I think figures like Stalin, I think, are probably doing that.
It helped along possibly by the psychic currents of the entire nation, right?
Like, exactly. Yes.
Kind of becomes an avatar for their own archetypal thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And I think these avatars are particularly strong in Russia, because as I said, I think that they're much closer to what you might call the spiritual realm, where these avatars are present.